Hello and good morning and welcome to my shop here on September 5th, day 3 on this tape recorder, which I really only intended on spending one day just to assess. But here I am in the middle of trying to make it work properly. Great success yesterday, but there are some niggly little problems here that need to be fixed before I can really assess this machine. And it's let me just make sure that this is not plugged. I'm going to have to find a more legitimate power cord for it. Continue using this cheater cord, which is a little bit dangerous. So the niggly problems are the length of the wire on the speakers. Here. Very unbalanced. Yeah. Okay. Turn these around. I think these are meant to stand up on their sides, but not like this. There, they won't fall. Okay, enough of that. The niggly little problems are how the tape is being pushed into these heads. Now, these ones over here look good. These ones over here look like they've got something missing. Something has gone wrong. So we're going to take a closer look right in here. And I'm going to try to come up with some way to compensate for what I believe is going wrong there. So we'll switch to this camera. Here. We'll look at the good one, or what I believe to be a good one, a good setup. So, and my camera's not going to focus. Let me fix that. Okay, let's try this. Looking at what I believe is the good side first. So what we're seeing here is a piece of felt, this white material here, and then it's got a piece of cloth over it, very furry cloth. Now I'm the one who glued it back here. It had come off over here. I glued it back, hoping it stays. It's clipped in the middle. This one's worth looking at here. It comes past, just comes around the very end, and is, sure looks like glue in there or something. You see, when this comes up against the head, it's quite obvious what's going to happen here. Just a sec. So that's locked in place now. The machine is in play mode. Okay. Now see the difference between these two here? The one on the left, it just has some cotton in there, and it's just kind of pushing it, how can I describe it, centrally onto the head. But this is the head that supplies the bias signal, I'm pretty sure. This would be the record head here. Now in this one you see they have a scoop shaped, they have a shaped cup that comes up, and it's not really pushed tight, is it? Like the tape is loose over here. Let me just get a stick. Wait a minute, have I really got this in? Let me put it in again. Oops. Okay, that's definitely locked in play mode. Yeah, it's not particularly good. Now the actual recording on the head, we'll take a look at the heads in a minute. So it doesn't have to be in contact all the way across. It has to be contact in the critical zone, which we'll try to take a look at. So this is, maybe that's achieving the proper result. And now we come across to this one. This one, Bogen, Germany. What's going on here? It's got a totally different scheme. And it's not even actually contacting it. Now the tape is pulled tight when it's running because it's pulled through from here. So when this point creates a tension in the tape back this way, and that tension pulls it up on the heads. And then these holders, their purpose is more to make the head contact consistent, and so it doesn't flail around, you know, if a little breeze comes through and just lifts the tape slightly, if it were just held on by geometry. But this one's very weird, because when I looked at it earlier just with my eyeballs, I thought, well, there's something there that has just simply shrunk, and you need to slide it off. Get a big crack on the rubber piece, slide it off and put a new thing on there. But what thing is it? It seems to want to come past the center point here, as if it's pushing the tape in, and then tape strain or the tension on the tape is what's holding it up against the head. Well, that wouldn't work, would it? Like if I release this, now what you're seeing now is the natural position of the tape, just based on tension. In this case, coming from the big wheel here, but it's the same as if it were coming from here. Well, not quite. Well, the tape would move over a little bit, but it's really being fixed by this post, and it's up against that post. So you're kind of, well, here's a head we can look at now. Why don't we do that? Get a little better light on it. So I guess you could think of this like a little bit like a horseshoe magnet, and the two open ends of the horseshoe magnet are sticking here, and the magnetic field is between the poles of the horseshoe magnet right in here. There should be a gap there, and I think the challenge in these tape machines is to make the gap as small as possible, yet get a good magnetic recording on the tape. And I'm sure there's all kinds of engineering issues about these things to achieve the very best result. Can you really see a gap? Let's look at this one. Well, there's a complicated looking guy there. You know what? These have 4 wires coming in the back. These have 4 wires. This is a stereo head. It's a 2-track head. And so is this one. Now one may be higher than the other. They don't look that way. No, they're level across. They're level. So what would the idea be of having 2 heads here? So this thing does have an echo feature, but that wouldn't be the primary reason for putting 2 heads in, would it? Also, you can be, recording. I'm guessing recording with this head, and you can be listening with this one. So you can listen to your recording as you're making it, as opposed to listening to the actual signal going in here. You're actually listening to the signal come off the tape a moment later with one of these 2 heads. It's what's in the back of my mind is that this is a 4-track machine. They can put 4 separate tracks on a piece of tape, but to do that, these things couldn't be lined up exactly. Okay, it's not helping with the issue at hand. The issue at hand is, so the issue at hand is, what about this material? I think if I pushed on it, it would fall right off. I shouldn't have pushed on it. Well, that was a mistake. Okay, good prediction though. This one. This is the one I'm most worried about. I'm assuming this head is the business head. I've turned the camera around now. And this should have a piece of material draped across it, same as this one. It should be the same as that. Now, is there any evidence that there was such a material? It's that funny little saw thing sticking up there. A white thing with serrated edges. What is that? That's a plastic fitting. And it looks like it pushes on this guy here. Yeah, that's not at all what I thought it was. What's that? Well, that's that rubber thing that I knocked off. Let's see if I can get it here. No, it's just crumbling into pieces. So I have to put some kind of tube. Look at the shape of that. Let's bring it up. That's how close it gets. A rubbery material. Why? You wouldn't want a rubbery material there, would you? Kind of dragging on the tape. Wouldn't you want some kind of cloth? Felt sort of thing? Now this. See, there's just enough clearance for something to be in there. And what's that there? That's paint. That blue looks like something spilled. That's paint. That's a locking paint. Is there any chance that piece remains? Just fell down in here, and if I looked long enough, I would see it. I don't think so. Is it possible there was never a piece and it's just supposed to be this metal cup? Oh, I can't imagine that. Look at the shape of it. Right in the business zone, right in the middle there, it's dished. It's dished in to make that. It's a complicated little shape of metal. And what's it on? It's on a copper spring. It's on a swinging spring. So this side is fixed. Well, you can see where it's fixed. It's fixed under this clamping plate. Well, if they had something on here, they must have. You would think there'd be evidence of glue. But they kind of, like, see, this one's floating. It's not glued down. It's floating. What's in there? I don't know, a little piece of string or something. I don't know what that is. So it would be as if you're somehow gluing it to this copper bracket. Doesn't make a lot of sense either. Or they had something totally different. They had felt in here. They did it a totally different way on this one, and it's gone. It's long gone. Yeah, it's nowhere to be found. I wonder if I can find a photograph. I might even find a photograph that will show me this. Or you know what? Maybe this is in the manual. I have the service manual. Maybe it shows it. I don't think so, but those two things need to be solved before I can go any further with this machine to verify its operation. Because if the tape isn't being held up against the head properly, I'm going to get a misimpression. I'm going to hear one track's not going to work. Something is not going to work out simply because of that. So I must come up with solutions for those two things. Okay. And study the manual. Yeah. Well, I managed to find one picture on the internet. This is it. Lots of pictures of the Beocorder recorder, but they all have the cover plate, so you can't see under, but this one doesn't. So if we look at it, start with what we know. I'm afraid this is just a little out of view here, how this side is done, but I think I see the cloth right in here. this is the swinging arm with the rubber piece that broke off, or I knocked off. This looks different. This looks like the arm is low and has a rising silver colored roller or arm on it, so this would swing over and push the tape. Like I said, oh, that's funny. Would it swing way in here? It's supposed to swing right into this area. Well, maybe I'm not seeing the right thing. You know what? I'm not. I just looked in my own machine. This is something else. This is not the arm that swings over. The arm that swings over, this is probably the edge of it here. Can't really see it. So here's the part of the greatest interest. I see something right here. You know what? Why don't you do a two-screen thing here? We look at both the real machine and this thing at the same time. Okay, let's see what we can figure out from this. Of course, this is the real image here. The one above is the one I found on the internet. Now, when I look at the one above, and I'm looking, now I've got it zoomed up right in this area here. I'm trying to decide if there's something stretched across here. That's what I'm trying to sort out. So if we compare that to the to this one, okay, so we can see this little post here. Kind of looks, it's a little bit squarish. What's that post for? Not sure what that's for. Let me move the lever here. Just, oh, the whole thing comes forward, so it's part of the tape management. That's pretty weird, isn't it? Well, what does it actually do? Whoops, didn't mean to pop it back so fast. I don't see that's doing anything, but you know what? You could glue a piece of cloth to that. At the last minute, it moves towards the towards, like I'm talking about, just to make sure you know what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about this piece, and just as it comes in, it moves. Oh, a little static electricity there. It moves this way, just ever so slightly. Let's watch that again. Okay, go straight up, but then right at the end. I'm imagining it. Am I imagining it? So is that where you're supposed to glue some cloth? Look at the other one now. The other one, for all I know, the other one is missing its cloth too. So I see the same rod. It doesn't look like there's a cloth coming over to it. Let's see if I can zoom this in a little further yet. So this, now how does this look compared to mine? So the bottom of this piece, there is there's nothing at the bottom of that piece. So in the photograph, it doesn't look like you're seeing the plate, like right over in here. You can see a bit of a shadow on something. And this isn't all shiny metal down here. This is a black material. And you know, I can almost see it come over and glue right onto this post right here. And then this side is maybe wrapped around and behind or something. There's some kind of material. Now that's not how this other side was done. The other side, well, you know what it does? It comes across here and wraps around. It's hard to see. It wraps around a piece of copper, the copper spring plate. It's probably glued. So this would come over, glue onto here. If we look at this surface, maybe we can see remnants on it. And then it would come over and it could potentially glue Well, it could glue down on this face here, right here. Let's move the mechanism again. I think, those things are attached, so I don't think they can move relatively speaking. But interestingly enough, that metal bar, it actually rotates a little bit. The metal bar. Better be this the guy. It swings up and rotates. So, my own experience, there's just no way they would use a piece of metal to push a tape onto a head. It just would never be done. There would be there either be a felt block in here, a little block of felt, or, as they've done in this case, they've gone a long ways to create a contraption here, a little like a hammock between these points. So when you push this in, it just nicely curves and fits. Remember, it only has to fit in the center area. It doesn't matter about on the edges here. So I close examination to see if there's remnants on here. That's what's next. Okay, gotta fill around with the cameras here a bit. Okay, that's a close-up, obviously, of that moving shaft, rod, post, I guess would be the right word. You can see the surface there. It's very shiny. At least when viewed this way. Let me move some lights around. What I'm looking for is evidence of glue. Of course, the glue didn't stick, so the glue is gone. You know what? I think I'm misinterpreting that. Now, if you look at that bar, behind it is this white, weird white piece. It looks like a bumper, and it looks like when you release the mechanism will drop back until that vertical bar hits that white bumper. Let me attempt that. You know, it is already back. It is already back. So I'm totally misinterpreting this thing. Well, I swear that white piece is pushing on that bar. Is that so? So I'm looking at it with my own eyes. You know, it really does look like that. It doesn't separate. It looks like, in your view, it looks like that white piece is separating from the vertical bar, but it's actually not. Okay, don't know what that is then. Don't know what the bar is. Don't see any real evidence of glue on it, or remnants of anything. Let's go look at the other side here. That's a pretty important thing to figure out. Now, is it possible that the way this actually works is without any cloth or any material, that the metal piece that moves there, the bracket, I'm having trouble with the camera because it's backwards to my view. That piece should only contact the tape at the outer edges, the curled edges. When the tape is pulled fairly tight across it, it's not following the curve, at least initially. So you'd see the tape would be being pushed into the head at the outer edges. So how much clearance is there? That's really would be the clue. So let me pull this up, and the tape is right there. I'm just gotta move it out of the way. Oh, okay. We'll do this with the tape in it next. Right now the tape is out. So from this angle, it looks like it comes right up into contact, but that's because of that angle. Let me lock it in. Okay, it's in play mode. What do we got here? Well, I would say it is not in contact in any way. It's really close. And I would say if the tape were pulled tight, I think what would happen is just what we saw before. It's fairly nice on the head towards the left, but to the right it's coming off. Let's put the tape in and look at it. Maybe there's nothing wrong here. Maybe this is exactly how it was meant to be. Maybe. Okay, I'll tighten up the tape a little bit here. Make sure it's all lined up correctly. Okay. Okay, tape. How do you lay on the head? Very, very close, even like this. It's very, very close. So it's already laid up against the head, mostly to the left side. And the left side looks fine. The right side is, so the metal is just, is the tape hitting the edge of the metal there? I think it is. So the tape's been pushed in a little on the right. Maybe this is just the way it's supposed to be, because if you had a piece of cloth in there, wow, it would be really pushing. I don't think that's the idea. You don't want something pushing hard. Now if we go back to this one, you know, it's a funny shape, right? They have it shaped in this curve, so the contact is really concentrated, which is really odd to me. Looks a little low too, doesn't the arm look low here? Not a lot to this. Let me just try lifting it up. I would think, well, let's tighten up the tape. Let's see where the tape goes. Tighten up the tape here, this way. Okay, where did we go? Tighten up the tape. Okay, so the tape is held by these, this guy here very precisely. Tighten it up again. It's not tight, is it? There. Now that's tight. Well, the way they've designed this, the tape is actually pulled across the two heads pretty good, but a little bit of trouble over here. Am I on the wrong? I can't be on the wrong side of that director there. Okay, decision is find something to go on there, leave that alone for now. Try the machine, does it work? Works good, forget it all. Gotta do something about this. This strange arrangement here. Now the piece that was on there just looked like a rubber tube and nothing special about it. It's got that kind of clearance. Why would you use a rubber piece there? That doesn't make sense to me. Some kind of, you know, clothy, felty thing should be there. Okay, decisions made. I will now attempt to implement, but coffee first. Okay, so here's what I managed to collect. Just little pieces of tube. This is actually shrink tubing. I think I'm probably going to use this. This is insulation from a wire. It's probably too big. And this is just a piece of house wiring, you know, number whatever it is. I would poke the copper out and try to slide the insulation on there, but this is going to be too stiff. The shape of that little arm is funny, which is why I think I'm going to put this on here. And I think the main thing I'm doing is I'm just keeping the metal. Brass, interestingly enough, keeping the metal from touching the tape. I think now the original tube had some dimension to it. This is really thin. Shrink sleeve is thin stuff. This is way too long here. odd shape here. It kind of has a holding effect on this rubber piece. You know, if it was a straight piece, it would easily come off. Well, that's on there enough now. I should shrink it, and nobody will ever know. Okay, let me get my shrink curve going. I don't think we want the tape anywhere near what's coming. Tape up there. Okay, now if I blast heat in here, I think I'm okay. Famous last words. I think I'm okay. Shrink it too much, just enough that it can't come off. Let's see how that did. Good. Okay. Now, let's put the tape back in. You can see why cassette tapes became popular. People were driven nuts doing this kind of stuff. Okay, machine's not on. Just take a look at what happens. No, it's barely touching it. It's not touching it at all. Funny, when this lever is all the way up, things are closed pretty tight. Then it comes back, and this is barely touching the tape. So the tape is tight, not touching it at all, nowhere near it. Okay, it's enough of that. So if we really want to push on the tape, we need something bigger, and I would really want it to be felt. Okay, I think it's time to do, it's the most I can do now. Time to assess this thing and see, left channel, right channel, all that kind of stuff, record on it, all that. Yikes. That's involved here. It looks like I might have to take the microphone out here to do it. Just, look at it. It's a very unusual yeah, I'm going to have to use this microphone. Okay, got to stop and think. Get myself ready for another round of craziness here. Okay, good question to ask right now is, well, where exactly do you plug in the headphones, or the microphone rather, on this machine? So unfortunately, there's a plate missing on the back that would identify all the different inputs. There's 3 potential inputs for the microphone on the back. Don't know what they are. Left channel, right channel, I don't know what it is. On this front plate, because there's also a DIN connector here on the side, is an indication there. Now that to me looks like tape. That looks like tape. Over here is a headphone output. So I wonder if this is tape head output. Some tape machines allowed that. Or is that the microphone input? Because that's a pretty handy place. Because otherwise, this is a weird machine. All the inputs and the speaker connections go at the back here in a very awkward way. In that you can't lay this down and use it and get at those connections. They're not even well protected. So I think when you lay it down, some of those plugs would be strained. So it must be played up like this. The cabinet allows for that, I think, even though I have the cabinet off right now. But you have to have this thing tipped back a little bit, or these reels will come right off. There's no way to lock them on. There's nothing locking them. So microphone. I haven't even got it out of the case yet. Now this looks like this has almost never ever been removed from the case. You know, so what would they be doing with this? Oh my gosh, this is a hassle. Okay, they're going to have to hassle out the microphone here. Okay, got the microphone here. It comes with a very, very long cord. I mean, it's really long, crazy long cord. It's the DIN plug. It has 3 connectors in it. It can fit into any one of these 4 different possible inputs. I don't think the manual is going to be helpful at all. Maybe the operator's manual may tell me which of these plug this in. What all could these be? These are speakers. This must all be inputs. Oh, here comes a cat. You know, so maybe that's it. Maybe. And then, what's this microphone doing? Is it supplying 2 channels for stereo? I still don't know about the 2 and 4 button. This guy, 2 and 4. Okay, I'm going to study up on the owner's manual if I can find it and see if it gives any hints on this stuff. So here's an image I found. This looks, like on the one I have on my bench, this plate is missing, which is why I can't tell what all these connectors are. This one, the plate's not missing. Now look what it's got here. It's got 1 and 2 for the speaker. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Oh, that's right and left. Left and right, right and left. And I'm currently plugged into these 2 here. And also look at this. These are low and high. It's probably an impedance switch. This would be for I believe, a record player. And this would be, what is that? Well, let's look at these 3 things here. One of them is for the line. That's pretty obvious. They wrote the word line. So that's a line input. And this, I'm thinking, is a record player input. This got to be the microphone. I guess you could say that's a microphone symbol. I don't. So that would be the microphone in the middle. And I don't think I see any other photos here that are going to help with the situation. Here's another one here. So we're looking at this one, but here's another one. I'm not saying it's exactly the same record player. Let's look at this one. It's exactly the same arrangement. See, I don't have these. These are missing. These don't exist online. So what's going on? You know, a whole bunch more pictures here. But again, you know, yeah, I'm not going to go through all that. Okay, so middle one would appear to be the one I want. Let me go back to the other camera here. Okay, middle one. I'll stick it in the middle one. It was in the line in, according to that chart. Okay, so we're in the middle one. Hello, hello. We're in the middle one. Speaker's still connected. Now, the next thing is, I don't want to be recording on this tape where I've got a recording of my sons from 25 years ago. That would be my God, it's more like 30 years ago. Oh, jeepers, creepers. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward this. So, I got to get the power cord sorted out. Okay, I'm going to see if I can find a better power cord to plug into this guy. Okay, I think I'm ready to go. I've got a cord. I had to solder one right in because I just don't have a plug that's going to mate up with this. So I've soldered in a wire. It's nice and secure now. I guess I got to plug this in. And I've separated the speakers so we can hear if both are working or not. And one there, obviously. The other one's back behind here. Volume is down. Tape is on. It's threaded correctly through here. Okay, I think we're ready. So, left and right, 1 and 2. 1, 2, left, right. And this looks like it indicates recording onto the tape. Synchro, don't know what that is. Diode, don't know what that is. PA, public address system? What? And what? Oh, sound on sound. A little speaker symbol here. Left speaker, right speaker. Monitor. Okay, lots of stuff to get confused about. So we'll put it into play and just get it going here to start off with. This plate is very tricky to get on because of this part here. These two parts result in interference. If I can use that term. Good, here we go. Here we go. Okay, no lights here. What's the problem? 100. Oh. How come it didn't go? Oh, you know what? This was too slack. I think that might have been too slack and the switch may have been off. Or I gotta push this. Why is this rattly like that? Don't. You're gonna get in trouble. Try again. Let's push this button. Hey, there we go. Seems to me this is an on-off button, but maybe this is to turn on. I see the motor's not turning. Maybe this is to turn on the amplifier only. Okay, kill it. Put her in play. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. We turn it on. Put it in play. What's the problem? This is too slack again. No, this is not too slack. Here comes that buzz. Why aren't you turning? The motor's not turning because I got it off. I have it in the off position. Come on, take up reel. Take up. Why won't you take up? What is that all about?
Yeah, anything else? Any other games you'd like to try?
Coming out of that speaker. A little bit out of here.
It's not easy.
Lots of hiss.
I played it. And the games we have up for sample right now.
Okay, now is this really an on-off switch?
64.
No. Come on, just stand up.
Yeah.
Very odd. This has to go over here for this to start taking up. That doesn't make any sense. Why would that be the case? It's my son Danny talking away. It's during the time the arm is swinging back, it's putting enough tension to stop this because there's almost no pull on this. Very little. Okay, so my son is talking there. We don't want to erase this, so we're going I'm gonna go fast forward. Oh, look at that thing go. Now we're gonna find out how well the brakes work on it. Pretty good. And back into play. Oh. Failed to take up. Started spewing tape. We can't ever let a tape recorder spew tape. The spewing of the tape is bad, bad, bad. Ooh, what was that? What was that? The tape was stuck here? It seemed to be stuck. There's nothing to stick on. Okay, what do we got here?
Because there's two parts to this thing.
It's this weak take-up reel that's leading to trouble in here. Should be more like this. My son Danny yapping away. He's about 6 years old there, I think. That was good. Nope. It did it again. Why are you not taking... Oh, it's stuck. What's happening? What's happening there? How does the tape get stuck on nothing? You can almost wonder when people are designing these, where's my camera? Where'd the camera go? What's it looking at? It's looking at... Here. People design these, how many times they have to build prototypes to iron out all the bugs. It appears to be stuck on this. You see there's tension on this side, and there's nothing on this side. How can it stick to that? Okay, I'm going to free it. Let me use a little... Where's my stick? Is it wider than the gap there? Let me tighten it up. Oh, what was on the tape? Something was on the tape there. Roll it forward. Oh! What the heck is that? This tape is stuck twice. Is there something that can put that kind of goop onto it? What are the chances that that piece of metal there is a scraper? I don't think so. Scraping the gunk off the roller. There may be gunk on that roller. It's on the top side. What is that stuff? How did it just so happen that I stopped this and that stuff was right there? That doesn't make sense. Is there stuff sticking on here right now? Is there goop coming out of this thing? I don't get it. So what can you do with this goopy stuff? Do anything with it. It's stuck right on there. This must come from the other. This may have come from the other player. And it just got to this thing and stuck there. That got dragged across the tape heads and everything. Phooey on that. Okay. Well, I don't know what's going on. I mean, I don't know the history of this tape, really. I can't even tell you where I got it from. I've had it for decades. Play on. Oh, look at this. Can we sort this out? Can we sort this out now? So one possibility is the brake isn't releasing fully on here. I've checked into that. It certainly looks like it does. Oh. There's an idea how I've got the volume. So the brake comes off. This is turning freely. It's not being driven well. Okay, so we can. This will stay still if I put it into play. More famous last words. Okay, everything is operating. Yeah, there's nothing there. There's a belt. This is belt driven under there. Oh my gosh. That's bad. It's a round, it's like a round belt. It's not a flat belt. Can you see the belt rocking back and forth as it operates? You watch right in there and you'll see the belt kind of bop back and forth. So it's bopping because it has a bend in it. Because this thing's been left, of course, in one position for a long, long time. So it indicates the belt has deteriorated because it wouldn't hold a bend. If it were in good shape, it wouldn't hold that bend. So, dealing with that, where is it actually sliding? Oh, wait a minute. Something more going on. That's not the whole story. So if you look back behind the wheel here, where the belt is, when I stop this wheel, the belt keeps going. The part behind is still turning. So there's a clutch arrangement in here. I can feel it. Almost feels like magnets, you know. It's so smooth. You can almost imagine magnets are pulling it. I don't feel any mechanicalness to it. The way she goes. Well, that's too bad. So why wouldn't it take up tape? I mean, there is some force here. Not much. Not much at all. I'm running it on full voltage. 115 volts. That's full enough. I don't know what to do about that. Apparently when the machine was laying down, it seemed to work a little better. Because I don't remember the take-up reel failing. The take-up reel is what applies the pull on this. So this guy's going way over here because the take-up reel has no power. How do you power up something like this? So there is a rubbing sound. Yeah. So that would tell me it's not magnets. It's some kind of a slipping clutch. Probably foam or felt or something like this material here. This looks like cork. And what's happened is it's lost its grip. So the question would be, can you get at it and do something about it? Wow. Yeah, it's amazing these things ever work. I don't know. These aren't going to come off easy, I don't think. Anything about the tape itself? That means a little tiny bump was enough. It's enough to stick the tape there. There it is. Sorry, Danny. I'll break the tape if I'm not careful. Of course, you're not supposed to be touching this with your fingers and all that stuff. Oops. Oops, I got a twist in it. Yeah, cassettes. Yahoo. Obviously, after you've done this 4 or 5 times or 10 times or whatever, you'd figure out how to avoid these horrible problems I'm getting into. The tape is, you know what? I can't do it. I can't do it. Come on. There we go. Try again. Nope. She just hasn't got the pull here. But it did laying down. Now hear that? Hear that whine? That's a mechanical thing. Something rubbing somewhere in here. Well, why would this work laying flat but not standing up? I mean, what would the difference be? You can't stand here and do this. If we ran the machine even faster, it would probably get even worse. Well, what happens if you change speeds? Come on, that doesn't do anything. That's a problem. Take up reel, not taking up. As for the tape having something on it, let's go further forward. What did I do? How did I stop that? I turn this. That's how I stop that. Okay, here we go. Oops, wrong way. Rewind. I want to go fast forward. Works pretty good on that function. Lovely. Oh. Now, what has happened? The tape is stuck here again. I don't see any goop. Oh, there's some goop up here. Oh my God. Right there. I stop the machine and somehow the tape gets stuck. Is it stuck right now? No. This is a recording of shortwave I made in 1994. It's made on a different tape machine, so it may be tracking differently on this tape. Do I care if this gets erased? No, I do not. Wait a minute, what is that? It's a different speed. That's my son. We're still in that. This is top speed. This is speed 2, isn't it? Wow, didn't like that move. Did not like that move. Maybe this relaxed too far? Ooh, what's all that stuff? She's not happy now. Stuck. Another mark. What's going on with this? Something going on here and then it gets stuck there? So we're in speed 2. Speed 3. Duct tape.
Here's Sean.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
That's great. Are you good at something?
Okay, I'm going to lay it flat. The problem is, with this machine, no back on it. Laying it flat lays it on the things I plug into the back of it. I've got to figure out a way to support it here on my bench upright. See if that makes that real work. Okay, why don't we leave the tape side of things alone for a minute. Let's see if this microphone works. So I've plugged it into what I believe is the microphone input jack on the back. It's the middle DIN connector. I have this depressed. Machine is set off. Oop. Now, this is the microphone input. Nothing. But there's a setting here called PA. Oh. Lots of hiss coming out of there. Aha! Hello, 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 hello. Let's see if these meters go. Hello, hello. No meter action. Terrible, eh? Hello, hello. Sounds terrible. That's a monitor button. Synchro. Hello, 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 left and right. Sound on sound. Anybody home? Hello, 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 hello. Sound on sound. Anybody? I didn't have the volume up for that. Hello, hello. Well, this looks like record, but these buttons don't snap in. You can only hold them in briefly. What's the idea of that? Hello, hello. Don't know. Don't know what the idea is. Almost certainly this is the record button. You have to have this depressed when you put it into gear to cause it to record. Hello. Well, we're going to give it a go. What more would I do? This is pushed. I don't know. Give it a go. Okay, we're going to put that there. I suppose you can turn down the speakers while you're recording. Like this. Now, they make this so you have to use 2 hands. Goes over and locks. Oh yeah, right. And she's not turning. Why was it not turning last time? What have I done here? Let's just turn it right off. I didn't get consistent behavior out of this machine. I thought that turned it on sometimes. I think all kinds of things. We're still in record mode. Let me pop this out. Oh, I know why the motor's not turned on. Come on, Jim. For crying out loud. Let's put it up here. Speed 2. Record. Speaker off. Volume up. Oh, it's stuck. This is spinning. There's no way you can pull through here. What's happened? So this guy's got his brake on. Oh, is this a pause? Let me do that. Okay, ready? Yeah, come on, take it. Take it. It's a pause. It's a pause button. You put in pause. That's good though. I can use that. There. Machine's in pause. The wheel should be separate here, which it is. We're testing. So I don't know if it's going on. Oh, microphone levels. No movement on the level indicators. No movement on the level indicators. That cuts the speakers off. Echo. Cut the speakers off. Maybe there's some feedback prevention thing going on. Maybe you simply have to have it actually playing. Hello. Maybe you got to push this. We're looking for action on here, and we're seeing nothing. Play on. So why would I think I'm recording? I'm not doing anything different here. This is pushed. Well, there isn't much else here to push. To put it into record. Monitor, speakers, sound on sound. These two would look like they should be depressed. Do them together and they lock. That doesn't make sense. I can't push these at all. These lock in when you... no, that wouldn't make sense. How come I can't push these? Now I can. Really? Are you serious? They're locked out. It's in pause. Depress the record buttons. Put her on. There they stay in. Okay, now we're looking for action on these meters. Hello, hello. Oh yeah, left one moved. Only the left one. That's the left and right, left and right. Monitor's on, but the speakers aren't. Speaker on. Hello. Okay. Okay, we're ready to record. What are we going to record? I can't have this in my hand while I'm doing this. Oh, I need my microphone stand. But can I just hang it from the ceiling briefly? I'm going to try to hang this just in front of me here. Okay, it's hanging there. Hanging right there. I can speak into it. So we just flip this, record a bit, play it back. Unfortunately, the counter, we haven't dealt with the counter yet. Here we go. And take up reel. Take up reel. Okay, I am now making a test recording on the Beocorder 2000D in Luxe. Really? Okay, so this goes off. This goes off. These popped out. Ha ha ha. So these automatically popped out. We rewind a little ways. That might be more than enough. Place this on. Take up. It's stuck. Why is it stuck? Where is it sticking? Where is it sticking? The roller's not rolling. Uh-oh. We got a problem here. Quickly. Stop. This roller didn't roll. Why wouldn't you roll? This thing's it's ready to go. Oh, it's another burn mark, if you like, where I guess it was sat here, got burned. You know what I mean? I'm getting burned. Getting burned on this deal. There we go. Try again. And take up. Won't move. What's the problem? What's the problem? What has happened? How come that wouldn't move? So the pressure wheel is pushing up against the capstan here, but it's not turning. But it turns now. How can this be? I got some kind of brake. Brake is not on. Pause is not on. take this panel off. I've seen enough of it. I'll just keep it right here handy. And I got this microphone banging me in the... Yeah, I'm losing my patience. Patience is disappearing. Okay, so we're going to turn down the microphone inputs. And we're going to try to play this thing. Why will you not go? Isn't that weird? Why is that? I mean, there's nothing hooked up to this wheel, I don't think. It's just a free turning wheel. But you know, if the tape doesn't move, then the wheel doesn't feel the turning of this. If the tape doesn't move, well, why wouldn't the tape move? Some brake is holding it. Okay, see if the brake's not coming off over here. Why would that be the case? Brake comes off. Well, doesn't that sound terrible? Look, stuck on here. Maybe I need to clean all this stuff here. Clean it all up. And I have a tape head demagnetizer somewhere. It might be good to bring that out too. Well, I think this is the end of the road for today. Because cat is crying. Now it won't go off. I hear you, Peanut. There we go. Yeah. This is supposed to be a one-day project. Okay, well, thanks a lot for watching. I'm not sure what I'm doing or what's happening. My poor cat appears to be suffering out here. What's the problem? What's the problem? He wants to go out. That's his out. Okay, let him go outside. Thanks a lot for watching, and don't know what I'm going to do next. I may set this aside now in favor of going back to the 1937 radio, which I really need to finish. See ya. Okay, I've got him laying flat here. Let's see what happens. Let's switch on. Lights came on. Motor running. Engage. Stuck. Okay, the mysterious sound that has haunted me. Not on video. The other evening when I tried to play this, I got that squeak in here somewhere. Again, maybe it just comes back to cleaning all this stuff up. It looks so clean though. Take-up reel is taking up though. Okay, I'm going to try to clean up, I don't know how, somehow. Clean up something. Let's see what kind of grunge I can get off of this, because I think it's picking up some grunge and then carrying it through, and it's just getting stickier and stickier. I think alcohol is appropriate for this. Okay. Some black. When you use these things a lot, tape players a lot, they will build up debris that's coming off the tape. And so periodically you've got to get in here and do this kind of thing. Something a little more to this post. I know what it is. It's just dirt. That's what it is. I'm seeing a line on the post. I'm thinking, oh, there's some kind of feature here. But I think it's just built up dirt. I wonder how much this thing got played. Oh, wow. Okay, so this cleaning thing is going to go on for a while. So I'm going to stop recording. I'll get her all cleaned up. I may have discovered what this piece is for here, which seems to do nothing about anything, but when I was cleaning up, I had to hold this against the capstan here, which is spinning, if I got the right word for it. Well, it's pretty hard to hold it against it, but with this, you just jam it in there. Oop. Yeah, the machine's running and this is spinning right now. That's how I'm cleaning it. So I got a fair bit of junk off most things. Well, I shouldn't say junk. I got some stain color onto here. So I don't know if that's going to do it. Now, what about this wheel? Clean it all. If there could be something wrong with the tape, and that's why it's sticking. The tape is old, and maybe that's it. Funny, it didn't seem to stick at the start. Play on. That is putting such a vibration into all this. Yikes. What is it? What is it? How would you even figure it out? I mean, any one of these could be making that sound. That's not so bad. I'll go a little harder. Here. Maybe right here. Why did it stop? How did that stop it? Oops. Wow, not much pull out of here. A little bit of pressure. That's bad. The speed should not be going up and down like that. If you pull this off, you might get a better result. Now, how can that be the case? This capstan can't pull through? Keeps spinning, of course, because this is powerful. So if the tape stops, this spins on the tape and rubs it. Then I'll bet you the tape becomes a cleaner for this wheel. And that's what it was, bunging up stuff off this wheel onto the tape. The stuff was on the other side, though. Bad theories. Isn't that the speaker? How come we don't hear anything? Hey man, what's happening? How come we don't hear anything? Hey, it's working, sort of. Like it's slow. Yeah, definitely. Well, there's a lot going on here that is a mess. I wonder if this is the roller position adjustment. I bet you it is. This right here. You can figure out the pressure here. How come we're not hearing anything? Okay, this is the speaker here. I'm not hearing anything. What do they do to it? It sounds like 0 in those speakers. The speaker plugs fall out when I... No, speakers are plugged in. Oh, speaker button. Should have left it off. Remember, it's recorded with a different tape. Somewhere on here I recorded myself, but we'll never find it now. Which head is working here? So I can, that's interesting, I can feel the tension on the tape when I pull it like this. It's quite a bit of pull. Something coming out of here? I think it's this one. Yeah, pretty sure it's this one, not this one. Wow, it's really hard on here. How come so hard? Because this is putting too much drag on it. This head? So the question is this tape slipping here, or is this actually slowing down? Ooh, that's a tough one to slow down. You can see that the contact wheel is speeding up and slowing down too. So how can this slow it down if I can't slow it down with my hand? Huge amount of tension on this. Okay, let me feel the tension. It really is a lot. Where from? I just can't be from here. It's still engaged. I'll just do it this way. Oh yeah, that's quite a bit of course I got the brake on here too. Come on, think. The only head that the tape is dragging across is this one. You can hear it. Where's it going again? Come on. Did I stick the tape? Doesn't seem to be. Ooh. Oh, because I interfered with this. There we go. Well. That's interesting. So this is the... Oh, this switch doesn't work consistently. See, I think I can hear some short wave on there. Could even be hearing two different tracks at the same time, recorded on a different machine than put on this machine. It could even be one track backwards on here. Well, I don't know. I got another great big tape recorder to check out. This one's got some trouble. Yeah. I just can't leave these things alone, you know. The idea of this roller, it's wider than the tape, so it comes up against the tape, but it also comes up right against the capstan here. So the capstan drives the wheel directly. It's not a capstan tape wheel. The wheel is touching the capstan on the outer edges. But if this is no longer got friction to well, I don't know what it would feel like when it was new. It's not hard like a rock, but it certainly isn't really rubbery. Increased pressure here might solve it. Oh. Can I imitate that? Is this really the pressure guide? What's all this stuff? Oh, I can add pressure. Helps a bit. It's stuck and it's just rubbing in here like crazy. Where's it stuck? Okay. It's stuck here. It's stuck on this head. How did it get stuck over there? Stuck on here. What's on here? Shameful. This would be the one that would get gummed up because it's the first one as the tape comes in. It's all too much for me. Well, I was just in the process of really lamenting over the whole situation with this machine. I'm really not sure I can get through it, but standing here I made another little observation that might be worth just looking at a little bit closer because it may have a bearing on this whole sticky tape thing. So let me switch cameras and we're going to take a look. I'll show you what I've stumbled across here. Really not sure at all. You know, this is one of the projects where things start going quite wrong and I start wondering, oh my god, how far am I going to drag people down the river with me on this? So what we're looking at here, it's out of focus now, but I was looking at the player, just looking, and I noticed that the tape wasn't straight across. It should be out further. It's hooked on something. It's caught on something. It's caught on that. Look at how dirty that is. Now, let me move the mechanism here a little bit. There's no power to the machine. So that part comes forward. How come I didn't clean it? Because it wasn't in the row up here. I did everything that was in the row, but I didn't do that. It's just covered. And you know, it really pushes up into this space, and the tape is really yanked around it pretty hard. And then it sits back on this cloth material. Maybe some goop is coming out of this stuff. Clean that. Okay, renewed hope. It's renewed hope. Okay, didn't want you to miss the thrill of the tape unsticking. So I want to find out just how sticky is this stuff. Really, I just pull it along. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, there's the junk on the tape. Oh, that's horrifying. The horror. Okay, let me clean. That's just terrible. Let me clean that up. Okay, that's a shot of the pin that I've just been cleaning. And I could feel with my finger it's very rough here. What is that? Well, that looks like corrosion there. Let's just see if I can possibly clean that off. He couldn't have imagined. You don't have to imagine. I'll show you. This thing was just covered with some kind of tarry goop, you know, and I just looked right behind it as what looks like a source, a potential source of tarry goop. How exactly it would get on this pin, I'm not sure. But, okay, so this is fairly clean. Yes, I don't think I'm taking any more off. So I think that's actually corrosion right on that pin. That's too bad. I don't think any others look like that. A little more light. Oh. Looks like you can see where the tape drags over it and then doesn't actually contact the it's mostly on the left side. So that doesn't look too bad, doesn't look filthy. These look worn is what they look. Ooh. What's happening there? gosh, what is going on with that? Is that streaks of stuff on top, or is that... It looks like that is meant to be a little roughened up there on purpose. That's not dirt, that's the capstan. Well, what's going on back here? That's unbelievable. So I'm gonna take a little run at cleaning that and see if it looks better afterwards. There we are after just a minute of swabbing it. That looks a lot better now. I cleaned these things. I'm wondering, just running the tape for a few minutes, dirtied them all up, because the tape, you know, maybe the tape is the problem. Looks pretty good. That one looks pretty good. This one. So I'm thinking maybe this dirt I'm cleaning off got on there after running this tape a little bit. Okay, everything is really clean now, I think. I think we're good to go here. Okay. Temp number, I don't know what. Just tone down the lights here. No. No, how did it get back there? Oh my God. How did this happen? Holy smokes. Oh. You know, just when you think you got it. What is happening here? Okay, so I just realized I had my cell phone in my pocket, so if you've been hearing cell phone interference, I apologize. Now, what's going on with my tape? Right here. And it goes... This is tricky to do. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it wouldn't be so bad if the spools were near the end. One of the reels was almost empty. This isn't showing me a thing. If one of the reels were empty, I would just pull it through like, you know, dental floss caught on a tooth. But, oh my gosh, how could this be? How can it just fall in there? It must be caught way up under. Oh my gosh. Oh, crying out loud. That's the stupid things that happen. I could cut the tape and tape it back together, but that's not a good thing to do either. They don't have the proper tape. Just keep calm though, Jim. Keep calm or you're going to do something you'll regret. This is exactly when bad things happen. It must have fallen in and then fallen down and gotten under something like this. And I got to get it out from under. I'm probably going to get it into more stuff, not less. Get it out. Deep breath. Console yourself. Okay, there's no power to this guy anymore. Oh, I can't tip it up like that because it's got all these cords plugged in. Microphone out. Speakers out. At least I can see what's up. This doesn't look too tough. Use a piece of wood. It's exactly what I said, though. Rotate this way. It's actually a series of things. Gotta clear the first one. Okay, cleared the first one, and we're coming out. Oh, it's going down somewhere else now. Oh, for God's sakes. Come on, there you go. This bad. It's very bad. Okay, so I'm trying to make this work. I'm trying to put it on. Put it on. Let's put it on. See, a few more tries, I'll kind of get the technique of how to do this without trouble. This is not it yet. Okay, I gotta put speakers back in and stuff. Gotta calm myself down. Okay, still taking deep breaths. Ready now for another shot at this. Here we go. Power on. Speakers are plugged in. Microphone is not. Okay. Power on here. Lights came on. Buzzes. No speaker noise. That buzz is coming from, I don't know where it's coming from. Okay, here we go. He says hesitating. No, come on. You can do it, come on. Motor's not on, Jim. Motor's not on. Tape get stuck anywhere? No. Motor's on. Capistan turning. Okay, here we go. Come on, take up real. Pull, man, pull! Okay, speaker, maybe wrong speaker. Yeah, because I plugged it into different speakers. Couldn't have got a worse thing to have on this tape, but this is shortwave radio and it just sounds crazy. How you can separate the sounds of what's on the tape from, mistakes going on, I don't know. Come on, man, pull a little harder. So I'm hearing two things. They sound terrible. Now, how did we select channels? We don't. There's no way to select a channel. Can't push these down. Locked out. That's how you do it. That's one. They sound about the same. Let's go a little quicker. This is quicker. No, that's too fast. That's not going to do it. Oops. What stuck this? Nope, what happened? I don't like it. This didn't pull out straight. It's stuck up here. Maybe the tape itself is sticky. Wish I had another tape with something different on it. What's on the other side of this tape? What happens if you push this track button again? That's the other side of the tape, I think, is what we're doing now. We're doing 2 tracks, one on one side of the tape, but probably even interleaved. There's nothing on it. So if I took this off, flipped it around, put it on, I think all we hear is my son speaking backwards. Or this stuff. For this to slow the tape down. Oh my God. So this, I can do this. This is 1993 or so that this tape was made. You're listening to off of me just dialing around on a ham radio, a shortwave radio, to get an idea how much stuff there was in that band. I was just rolling through it. It was one thing after another. Not like that anymore. Okay, so I paused it. Is it stuck? You better believe it. This is skidding here. It'll eventually burn through the tape. Oh boy. Stop it. Examine the top of this post. And I think we're going to find out the problem is the tape itself is deteriorating. I think that's what I'm going to find out. Okay, so close-up camera. So this is the post that I cleaned. Very careful. Look at it. Look at the junk on it. Oh my gosh. So can you see this on the tape itself? So the part of the tape. Let's pull this side here. Tell it's deteriorating. Well, it's got marks all along it. It looks like it's not moving. Okay, hold on. Wow. Okay, never mind. Blemishes on it there. This is a terrible way to look at this. Well, what else could it be? I cleaned this shaft up really nice, and now it's got all kinds of gook on it again. It'll only be that it's being brought here from up here somewhere. Oh, you know what else? Look at which side of the tape all these pillars are on. They're all on, you know, the angle of the camera. They're on the top side. Top side. This thing's on the top side. The head's on the top side. Everything's pushing on the top side. Top side all the way through, except this one guy is pushing on the bottom side. All by his lonesome. Ooh, scared me there. Yeah, it's starting to play. So he's taking care of the one side and everything else is doing stuff on the other side. Now, did the other things get gummed up? Oh my gosh. That was shiny clean. Yeah. That's the story here. This tape, look at this. This tape is shot. This is the problem. The problem is I'm using a bad tape. Bad tape. Bad tape. Well, okay. I'm going to stop at this point because obviously I can't really continue with this tape. Two things. It has a valuable stuff on the front of it, which I have copied off once. The valuable stuff being my son's. I have copied it off once, but using a lousy machine. So, good. I'll stop here, get back to working on the radio. I'll see about where I can do they make this stuff? Can you buy new stuff? I don't know anything about it. And we'll find out. So thanks a lot for watching. Very long video, ending up in kind of a sad predicament here, but you know, lessons learned. I haven't done many tape recorders, and that's it. Lessons are learned. Okay, we'll see you later. Thanks a lot again for watching. And if you're one of the people who's clicking the like button, thank you very, very much. See ya.